Now, it's the ultimate story of rags to riches, the artist singing in her cellar who makes it to #1. Sandi Thom seemed to do just that last night when fans who'd followed months of live gigs broadcast from her basement flat over the internet propelled her pop debut to the top of the charts. But did she really do it all alone? Rumour has it that she was, in fact, always being supported by a record company. Tonight, the Sky Report has spoken to her manager about those claims, and it's fair to say his response is colourful. Here's Robert Nesbitt with more on whether pop is playing fair with the punters.
Lardpony warm up for a basement gig. They're on the bill of Sunday Sunday, a respected indie night at the Buffalo Bar in North London. They haven't had a top 10 track, they're working the business the old-fashioned way. Not so 24-year-old Sandi Thom. The enterprising Scot, we're told, played a series of gigs in her flat, which were broadcast on the web. Word of mouth secured a virtual audience of 70,000 people. And a lucrative recording contract with RCA. But was Sandi's walk to fame quite what it appears? Industry suspicion is that the PR-enhanced image of a talented hippie, lifted from obscurity by the internet, has been overplayed. There are rumours her contract was already in place, and that her first cyber gig had big money backing. People received e-flyers telling them of the event, and hundreds of adverts were placed online. Although her record company strongly denies allegations it paid people to tune in, or that Sandi had been signed before the gigs. There's little dispute in the industry that the strategy worked and who was behind it.
Ian Brown is, known in the industry as a very colourful character. I think he's kind of got an element of Tony Wilson, love him or hate him about him.
I'm sure you will agree.
Well, he was most famous for a guy called Gordon Haskell, who very nearly took Christmas #1 a few years ago. He was like this old greying, guy who hadn't made a record for 20 years. Brought out this song and he cleverly pitched it as the alternative to the #1, which was going to be Robbie Williams. And, it was a very clever way of doing it. It's the little man against Robbie. And so from nowhere this guy got radio to support. Ended up going at #2, very, very nearly took the Christmas #1.
How wonderful you are.
The Sky Report tracked down Brown, who didn't want to be interviewed on camera. He said the press has hyped his alleged hype and that his part of the process is quite menial.
Be a postman, Pat, just delivering, going to the right door, opening the right doors. We're just talentless people who can't write, who can't sing, but just happen to like the music business, and just enough talent to recognise when somebody's really got it, and Sandy Thom's really got it. And it doesn't matter what any of the media say, Sandy Thom's touching people.
And to those people who accuse you of being a secret Svengali behind her meteoric success, you would say,
F*** off.
Ian Brown certainly isn't music's first spin doctor. Hype helped Frank Sinatra. Young girls were paid to scream at his early public appearances. Before the Jimi Hendrix experience took off, it's claimed extra copies were bought to push up his sales figures. Even the Arctic Monkeys success story isn't quite as sold. It wasn't their page on myspace.com which launched them. They never had one. Their first release was on 7-inch vinyl.
Nothing new at all. I think anything that goes beyond the recorded sound and the actual music that people are buying, anything about the image of the bands, or going all the way back to Elvis and the Beatles, who are all extremely well marketed as products rather than just as musicians, right through to now with people going, oh, it's the internet, so therefore it's exciting. It's like, well, it's not. It's just the music, and there's a point when the hype stops and the public opinion takes over, and that's the point that makes a song a hit. And things only become a hit these days if people are genuinely interested in it.
But what of Lardpony? Are they bitter about Sandy's cleverly choreographed shortcut to success?
I can see where if it escalates and people carry on doing this sort of thing, I can see that is it's not the way to go. I wouldn't have thought.
The charts are a bit devalued now anyway, aren't they? There's so many records that go straight into #1, then drop straight off again.
Few doubt Sandy Thom's talent. Some are just wary of the way she's been sold. Her story serves as a reminder that using the internet to reach your target audience is spreading like a virus.